Yo, 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 what's up? Another episode with the journalist DJ. And today I'm chatting to my man, Nkanyezi Kubheka. And we're just gonna chat all things music, his life as a Taleb. And yeah, man, he's one of those guys that they started from the bottom. Now they're here, you know? So shout out to Nkanyezi. And he's gonna hop on now. So welcome to my channel. It's gonna be great. It's cold in Joburg, but we are making the things warm. So I'm gonna adjust the framing now. I just wanna pin the comment. But yeah, it's cold in Joburg, but we're gonna make things warm. I'm keeping warm with some whiskey, so that's dope. So yeah, my man Nkanyezi is gonna join in the chat. So yeah, I do these interviews every other day where I talk to some of my favorite people in the entertainment space, particularly house music. It's all about the house music culture, so I speak to guys that are either DJs, producers, vocalists, and we just have a conversation about their careers, what makes them tick, and all that jazz. So shout out to Cloney, she just joined in. And yeah, that's what the conversation is about. I'm really looking forward to talking to Nkanyezi because I've known him for like a minute now. Like it's probably close to 10 years since I've known him. He's always been that jolly guy, works hard, plays even harder. But he's not here yet, so let's see. Oh yeah, Nkanyezi, you just joined, bro. You just on time. You just on time, brother. So yeah, Nkanyezi is one of those guys that I really respect in the industry. He really comes from the bottom. Now he's here.
Kane,
What's up, man? How are you, brother?
I'm good, bruh. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. I'm awesome, man. There's a long time coming. I've always wanted
Yeah.
to do one of these with you, where we just get to chill
Yeah.
back, and just chat because I think that, in my opinion, you're one of those guys that, I mean, I don't want to say underrated because your work is out there, you're really out there, but
Yeah.
you're not getting the flowers from the industry, bro.
Yeah.
Uh, because you figured it out from the beginning. Before it was cool,
Yeah.
before being on social media was cool, before being having a lot of followers, before the hashtags were cool, before brands
Yeah.
even fucked with you know people like you were there at the forefront, and you've always had your insights on how to do it. I guess you're a
Yeah.
visionary in that sense. But yo, let me not get ahead of myself. First of all, bro, thank you for accepting to chat with me. And yeah, so basically just to give a bit of background. These conversations are
Yeah.
just me chatting to my favorite people in the music space, particularly DJs, people in the house music industry, DJs, producers, etc. But
Yeah.
you're a special guest because you are more than that. You're more than a DJ. Uh, you are everything else. So yeah, I've had many conversations with you before. I think
Yeah.
the last time I had an interview with you was in 2016 publicly. So yeah, how have you been ever since, bro? That's like 4 years ago.
Are you serious? The last time we had an interview was in 2016.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's the last time I interviewed you, bro, at Skipper at
Yeah.
the yeah, But obviously, me
At
and
the
you have
headquarters.
I've seen you after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Many times. So what have you been up to ever since, bro?
Yo, bro, I've been hella busy. It's been crazy. I've been I think I've done almost everything I can. You know? I've been doing collaborations. I've started 2 companies. Um, I've been working with so many students. I've been working on so many foundations. I'm now like releasing music officially, you know. Dude, I've been doing so many things, man. I've been traveling. I've been winning competitions. Yo, I don't know what else I haven't done.
Yo, shout out to
Crazy.
everybody that's joining in.
Yeah,
Shout out to Shares
yeah,
Thomas. She's a very talented presenter. Loyiso, shout
yeah.
out to you. And yeah, everybody, we're gonna, guys, if you have questions, just put your questions out here. We'll get to your questions later, you know. But fair to like, I wanna know, man, like looking at your career now, have you always
Yeah.
planned to be this guy that you are today? Let's say, I know you've been active in being like that guy doing social media work. Looking at your journey from even back then, did you
No,
imagine you being at the level where you are today?
no, no, no. I never actually saw myself where I am today. Remember, I, I always wanted to be a chartered accountant, and that's what I
Really?
went to school to do. That's what I went to school to do. And then, getting exposed to work on a social media platform. Remember, I I used to work for a company and doing social media for the company. That time,
Mm.
social media was a new thing. That time, social media actually you only had Facebook, Twitter. That's it. You just had to update on Facebook and Twitter every day. And for
Mm.
me, I was like, no, man, this has to be the easiest job ever. That back then there was no insights, there was no give us a report back. It was just updating. And
Mm.
when I realized it actually, since companies are hiring people to do that, on a Monday to Friday daily basis. And then that's when I saw the future, which actually, you know what? One day companies are gonna start paying people to post. And that's when the journey for me started. When I realized, Uguti, hey, if companies can hire you to actually work and post on Facebook the whole day, we're actually moving to a space and time where companies are going to be hiring people to do the same thing. And that's
Mm.
where my journey began. And I've been doing that, bro, since 2010.
Wow.
Imagine.
Since
I've been
the
doing that
World Cup
since
days.
2010. Yeah, my first gig was the World Cup. My first gig was, working with Safa and through an agency where I just had to just watch the game and talk about the game. And I was like, no ways. Are they really paying me to be posting about the game? And I remember the first time I actually went with, I think I went with some few guys from Skipani as well we went to the Summers. And,
Mm.
the brand
I was
actually
there.
paid
I
us
was
to go
there.
ahead. You were there. Yeah.
It was,
The brand actually paid us. Yeah, the brand actually paid us to go and have fun at Sun City for the whole weekend, all expenses paid. And all we had to do is just look good and have fun, and actually talk about it. And that's when I actually came back and took the whole social media thing seriously. With, what, there's so much money in here. And obviously, man, it's been an amazing journey and I'm still learning. Yeah.
wow, you just took me back to that year. I
Yeah.
remember, we went with the beer brand. Shout out to
Yeah.
Randy Robertson, because he's the one that actually put it together. Because he's also like, he was at the forefront
Yeah.
of like social media influencing, and we had so much fun inside at Sun City, and I believe that's where we met Sadie, the former UTV presenter, and we all
Yeah.
became friends. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
super dope times. Matty wants to know, please tell us more about your work with students and foundations.
Okay, so what I've been doing with a lot of students is I'm always looking for students who, want to learn more about social media and make easy money. You know, a lot of people have no idea how much money they can make from social media. It is so easy. all you have to do is just take your work seriously and make sure that your pages are aligned with any brand that you want to work with. So I'm always inviting students to come and, send me through their profiles, and then I plug them on with so many brands, because a lot of brands are looking for students, because everyone is is an influencer today. But now
Mm-hmm.
we have to differentiate routine. What do you influence? And to work with students is easier because they don't know how this thing works. They're fresh from school, so we groom them, So there's a lot of foundations I'm currently working with.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone is interested, they can hit me up via DMs and I can plug them through. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and looking at COVID-19, the biggest pandemic that has shut down the world is making things very hard, to happen. We've been doing a lot of work with Gauteng tourism as well. We've been doing a lot of work with Terini tourism as well. There's a lot
Okay.
of students I've plugged in on that thing. All they have to do, man, it's just simple work, man. It's just to raise awareness about COVID-19. And people think, hey, you're just tweeting a lot of news and bullshit about that, but they have no idea that these people are working, So that's the kind of job I'm also doing with a lot of students currently at this moment. Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. So you heard it, ladies and gents. If you're a student and you want to get into influencer marketing, or yeah, influencer work, reach out to Nkanyezi. He's the man
Yeah.
because he's in the industry, and he'll plug you with the right brands, the right foundations, and you can make extra money. And who knows, one day you can also make a career out of this thing. So that's actually very
Yeah.
interesting, bro. Um, so I want to know, like, if let's say I've got an odd 5, 10,000 followers on Twitter or Instagram, whatever the case is, and then a brand
Yeah.
approaches me, they're like, "What are your rates? How should I approach the situation? How much should I charge a brand if it's the first time that I do, influencer work?"
Yeah. That's a very tough one because we still in a state where social media in South Africa is a new thing. Social media in Africa, actually. For you to be actually making serious money, you need to be a brand ambassador. You need to be the face of the brand. For anyone can be an influencer. From anyone can wake up tomorrow and have 10,000 followers. It's that easy. But now to work with a brand is not that easy. A brand needs to know why they need to trust you with their brand, why they need to pay you their money for you to be posting about whatever they advertise or they want to put out there. So if
Mm.
you get approached by a brand, we have things like influencer.co, we have apps like Web Influential. Those apps, you need to sign up with them. And then there's also, I think, there's a new one as well that people have been talking about. I'm not sure, but you need to sign up with those apps, and those apps actually give you the pricing of how much your account or your tweet is worth, you know. And these things are very important, and people don't know about these things. And also, there's no point of you posting, but there's no engagement. So you really need to make sure there's always engagement on your post before you start jumping and pricing. Sending codes to a brand, not knowing what you have insights. So insights are very important things to actually check and be aware of. So when a brand approaches you and asks you, Ruti, how is your engagement? You need to be able to answer that. So I'd advise people to actually, connect with the influential apps that will give them the pricing of how much they're worth, considering looking at the insights and the number of following they have. So that's the first step before you start, charging the brand. And it's very, very important also to engage with other influencers and find out, how much are they charging and how are they working. And that way you can actually compare looking at your profile and looking theirs, and trying to find out how you can balance these things. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm still trying to figure this thing out. I've been doing it for years. But because it changes every season, and there's a lot of influence, there's so much competition. I
Mm.
also, look at other influencers who are actually doing great, and then, you know, engage with them and find how are they doing this and that. And then I pull my strings together and look, man, this is how we survive. Yeah.
That's very interesting. You know, like a lot of professions, they've got
Yeah.
unions, to support them so that they can all have one voice. Do influencers in South Africa have like some sort of like a union whereby, because I'm asking because sometimes, a client goes to one person, they're like, no, we don't have budget. But some
Yeah.
people, they pay them a lot of money, and then you
Yeah.
do a job with someone and you're like, what? They paid you 100K? They're only giving me 10. And the next guy is like, they're paying you? They're only giving me an experience, so is there like a union or some sort of like a united front for influencers in South Africa?
You know, we in a time where in social media is very, very interesting, and you know, there are brands that are standing behind brand influencers and micro influencers, because there are actually influencers who are making more money than an actual celebrity. That's one
Mm.
thing you need to understand. And so, um, there's no union yet, but I think it's something that's going to be happening in 2 years, probably pretty soon. You know, it's something that's going to happen because what you're talking about, it's something that's really, really happening every day where someone or a brand, you know, comes to you, a brand manager comes to you, they want you to post. They want you to work on a campaign. They tell you they don't have money. You're going to accept the job because you want the benefits that come with it, right? And I also
Mm-hmm.
find out Angela is clocking 100K for the same thing. So we we as influencers actually, you know, we would like to have something like that. And I think it's something that's it's going to happen and it's happening. They're working on it. We are actually working on it as well as influencers because I see a lot of influencers coming together and creating WhatsApp groups, creating, you know, social groups where they engage and teach each other with so many things. So, hey, look, man, that is something we need because at the end of the day, we are all working, you know, we are all at work and we are all brands. Um, and the future's looking bright for social media. Yeah.
Shares Thomas wants to know what are the chances of a successful career without social media input? So without a social angle, but instead having broadcasters to do the work for us. I'm not sure if I understand your question, Shares. Do you understand, bro? She says,
What's the question again?
what are the chances of a successful career without social media input? Okay, I get that part. So, and then she says, so without a social angle, but instead having broadcasters do the work for us. Uh, I think maybe
Is the broadcasting?
she's asking maybe if
I'm
it's
trying to.
possible to be successful without social media. Oh, I think maybe the question is it possible to be successful in the media game without social media presence? Probably. I don't know. You'll clarify, Shes.
Okay,
But yeah.
I think you know, social media is very, very important, and a lot of people don't understand that. You know, they think it's just another Instagram post, it's another tweet.
Mm.
Yes, not all of us want to make money from there. Some of us are just having fun. But I believe as a brand, you know, as a brand, you need to have social media. It is your free website. As a brand, we
Mm.
always had websites, you know. And so for years and years, brands needed website for them to advertise in the, you know, internet space, and for you to have social media, which is a free platform, you know, like if you're gonna go and spend 50,000 Rand on a very great website that you have to maintain and pay,
Mm.
you know, fee to keep it alive and security and all those things. Think about creating a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter page where you actually share content about what you are providing to your consumers, you know, for free. So, and that way people come and advertise on your space, and then that's how you make money. So social media to me is a very important game if you are a brand or you are running a business. To answer the question, yeah.
Okay, I know, cool, man. For those who wanna know what I'm drinking, guys, I'm having whiskey. Sponsored. So I'm having sponsored whiskey, even though I'm not particularly an influencer myself, but I am in the media game. So
Right.
sometimes we get nice things. I'm sure, Nkanyezi, your kitchen is full of freebies. You know, while we on the subject, bro, like what is the best press drop that you ever received, like a gift from a brand?
A gift from a brand. Yo, man. Um, hmm, I've been getting a lot of things. I don't know anymore. Um, from driving cars to getting dressed to being um going on holidays. I don't know anymore, man. I'm just grateful, you know. I'm just grateful. That's all.
You are like a
Yeah.
very, very lucky dude. Ever since I've known you, you've won a car, right? You've been given so many things. You always want. Um, and recently, which is what I'm gonna get into shortly. You play at Ultra, bro, which is like a dream for most DJs. But before we get to that, shout out to Bongani. Bongani is also here. Bongani is also in the space. He's a publicist, and he says that just supporting your point. He says the content needs to be organic. Brand synergies are
Yeah.
very important with influencers. Yes, absolutely. If you're a beauty person, always posting about beauty stuff, then beauty products, that's where you need to play. You can't be posting about sports and expecting a beauty brand, for example, to mess with you. So I completely
True.
agree with
True.
Ubongani. So yo, man, like, bro, you're a DJ, you enter a
Mm.
competition, and
Mhm.
now you're playing at Ultra, which is like Ultra, I'll say, is the biggest festival for a DJ to play in. Coachella is the biggest festival, but Ultra is that, you know what I mean, that platform, and you get to play at Ultra,
Mm.
man. How was that experience like?
Yo, man, I'm still in disbelief that I actually did that. That
Yeah.
was an amazing journey. Entering the competition, I didn't actually had an idea that I would go that far. It was just, because I always drop mixes every month. I always drop
Mm.
links of mixes every month. So I saw the competition. I'm like, why not? I mean, out Budweiser's family, and I know the competitions are always wild. So I entered the competition. How chigi chigi top 10, how chigi chigi top 3. I'm like, okay. And winning the competition was actually a dream come true. It was one of the biggest achievements in my life in the DJ career because, as you said, Ultra is the biggest electro music festival in the world. Nobody plays on the main stage except for DJ Fresh and
Mm.
Black Coffee. So for me to actually play with the international guys, man, it was a dream come true. Also, looking at the fact that I look up to those guys, it was truly, truly amazing. And it was actually a beginning of my career for playing at Ultra. So, hey, look out for next year, man. We are coming again.
That's dope, man, and
Yeah,
congrats on that part. Shout out
thank
to
you.
Leafy B for watching. That's my
Yeah.
sister, actually, that's watching there. Lindy West out here, she says, teachers, where Nkanyezi. So yeah, Shares is back. So she says, I'm asking because the game requires investment. So I know lots
Yeah.
of good artists who their only issue is social media. So yeah, I think you touched on that. You did say that sometimes some people are really, really talented, and they just feel
Mm.
like because they don't have social media presence, they don't get the jobs.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, even when you in casting, when you go and audition for a role for whatever soapy, they will ask you a question like, what is your social media following? So
True.
what is your opinion on
True.
that, man? Do you think that's I mean, you touched on it a bit, but do you think that someone with more followers should get a job over someone else who doesn't have followers, despite the talent? I know it's a controversial question,
Yeah.
but yeah.
No, no. You're right. Honestly, I don't think it is fair for someone with a lot of following to actually get the job because at the end of the day, it's talent. It's there's places where it's talent that's needed. There's places where it's experience that's needed. And if I have the experience and you have 1 million followers, then you are going to get the job. And it's not fair for me. You know what I mean? I went to school for it. I studied for this thing. I know how to do it. and where now you're just getting in there because they're chasing numbers. And that's the sad reality, apparently. You know, it's a sad reality with all brands. They are chasing numbers. That's how you get a radio gig. That's how you get a TV gig. That's how you get an influential gig. You know, we can both go there. My page looks crap. Your page is well designed. It's aligning with the brand. But because you have 200 followers and I have 1,000, I'm getting the job, you know?
Mm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the sound just dipped a bit. I don't know. I hear
All
music.
right.
Are you playing music on your phone?
Someone was calling me. I had to stop that.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So basically that's how it is, you know. And unfortunately, we can try and fight this thing, but brands are always chasing. So my best advice is if you're good at something, you know, make sure that your numbers are also growing. It's going to work in your advantage, you know? Yeah.
Mm. And just to support your statement, man, you know, we're living in a digital era now. So whatever you do as a person, you know, especially if you are in the media game, you need to catch up with the times. You know, it doesn't help. For I know a lot of purists are like, no, I'm not a social media person. You know, I'm an artist, blah blah blah. But you need to reinvent yourself because at the end of the day, numbers talk, and you need to be in a position whereby you need to align your brand, um, you know, with social media. You don't have to be like on social media every day, but if you're on social media, post a bit of your art here and there so that your followers can engage with you based on your art, you know. So I think a lot of people, especially personalities, they think that being on social media means that revealing your life. You know, you don't have to do that. If you're a rapper, if you're on social media, every second week or so, drop a bar to, you know, drop music. You know what I mean? Do stuff that are aligned with your brand. So yeah, I just wanted to add on to that because it doesn't help for you as a talented person to complain about social media, and then you know you don't want to be a part of the new age. You want to be stuck there with dinosaurs. So yeah, just to add on to your point, man. You know, but yeah,
Yeah.
um, so now you're a DJ. Okay, you've always been a DJ. I know you've been a club DJ for a while. You've always been that guy that's been playing here and there. You were at Ultra now. You also been dropping music. So I want to know, man, like, the artist, the music side of things. What is your vision there, bro?
In terms of music, you know, it is something I've been doing for a long time. I started working in the music industry, I think 2014, um, working behind the scenes, you know, artist management, doing PR as well, being a road manager, doing social media for artists. Um, I never wanted to drop anything. I never wanted to release anything. You know, it was just work for me. And then I learned a lot about how the music works. You know, to a point where I told myself, which I think I'm ready to actually have my own music out. You know, think I'm ready to also get in the industry and release as a music artist. Um, it been something I've been thinking about for the past 3 years, and I
Mm-hmm.
finally did it in the beginning of this year. You know, I think also the ultra competition pushed me a bit because winning the competition really uh, put me a step closer to what I always wanted to achieve. And
Mm.
that's why I ended up, you know, just getting into studio and going crazy every day, you know, making music. And I almost like I have an album almost done now. Been working
Wow.
on that album throughout the whole of, you know, the lockdown. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited of what the future's bringing. I'm excited of the things that I'm capable of doing and the things that I've been doing. And I think, you know, I've been working with the brands a lot. Like,
Mm.
I don't know, it doesn't excite me anymore. So I was like, you know what, let me do the music thing now and you know and be a DJ again, you know, because I remember I used to be a club DJ when Zone 6 was popping. We were running Zone 6, you know.
Oh, so in 6 days, yes.
Yeah. And I started working behind the scenes. Uh, I left the music thing and I started working behind the scenes a lot, and I started working with brands a lot. And I've worked with so many brands, man. It's insane. I had fun. It's amazing. I love free things. I love traveling. I love the money, but I want something new now, and that's why I'm doing music. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope, man. Before I get to the next question, shout out to everybody that's watching. Bulelwa, I miss you too. Bulelwa is my former classmate from boarding school. High Press is out here. That's Melanie Ramji. You know, we
Shout
all
out
know
to
her.
High Press, Lindy
Yeah,
Webulelwa. I
yeah,
see you
you know,
guys.
High Press put us on, bro. You know, when we started in the game by giving us VIP tickets to those awesome parties. So shout out to her.
Shout out to High Press, man. She's one of the coolest people I've worked with in the industry, and she's amazing. Shout out to you. I see you, Mel.
Yeah, and shout out to Queen Libu. Thank you for watching. My gang, Maganga, Netoka. Sorry, man, if I'm butchering your name, man. My eyes, guys, I'm getting old. It's Toko. His name is Tokozani, though. Wants to know, do you promote your Twitter, Nkanyezi? I don't know what that means. I think maybe he's asking if you pay to marketing, maybe, advertising to promote your Twitter. I don't know.
Do I what?
Do you
You want to know
promote
what?
your Twitter account? Like, do you pay
Oh,
money to promote your own Twitter account? Meaning, do you pay for adverts or maybe pay
no,
other
no.
influencers to follow you or buy followers or whatever? Do you
The
spend money
only
to?
the only time I spend money on social media, it's when I'm advertising something, obviously, and then I take an extra mile and I pay for the advertisement. But I
Mm.
never pay anyone to promote my account. I never bought followers. I never buy likes. I never buy retweets. Everything is just organic, man. The numbers are just growing organically. And yeah, the only time I pay people is when they're working.
Mm.
That's the
Okay.
only time I pay people, when they are working. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bulelo, I'm drinking whiskey. A lot of people are interested in what I'm drinking. Maybe I should have like a brand placement in my videos, because I'm
You're
drinking
nice. You're
whiskey,
nice
guys.
with it, huh?
I love whiskey. I love whiskey, man. Whiskey is amazing.
Mm.
Shoni, I don't know if this is the Shoni that you work with, but she wants to know what are the three things. What three things does anyone starting in your industry need to know? So, like a starter pack to be a DJ or an influencer. What are the three key things that you need?
The three things you need to be a social media influencer.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me go back to the point where I said anyone can be a social media influencer. What's important is what you want to influence, and then your page layout needs to be very, very important. It needs to be clean. It needs to align with the brand that you like and that you want to influence. And then I see a lot of companies are hiring people to do social media, um, and they only want journalism, which I don't know, maybe because it has to do with writing skills, So, but for you to be an influencer, if you personally want to be an influencer, it's just take your brand seriously. Make sure that your page says and states who you are, the things that you post, that you share, your engagement. And it's easy for a brand to find you. It is very, very easy for a brand to find you. And if you love a certain brand, I'd suggest if you have that brand right now in your house, take a picture, make it look nice, and tag the brand. Tomorrow you get an email, they want you on board. So that's how people get jobs also. Yeah, it's very important.
Those are very dope insights, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically the look and feel. So, just to add on to what Nkanyezi is saying, Tony, the look and feel of your social media page. So, for example, if you want Nike to be if you want to do jobs for Nike, look at their basically study the brand that you wanna influence, see their look and feel, and just rework your branding according to that brand. And if it's a clean
sure.
brand, look clean. if they look for certain aesthetics, go for those aesthetics, I guess, you know what I mean? And I think a good example would be beauty pages, you know what I mean? Beauty pages are very clean, high definition
Yeah.
images, professional photography, close-ups of the face, the eyes, you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
how you get into that business, you know? But you know, I've been sleeping on myself, bro. I've been a big fan of Heineken for like the longest time, and I'm always drinking Heineken, you know? And
You and the other rapper that I know, you guys love Heineken, bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah, and the thing is, you know, I've never really officially approached them, but I think I will this year, you know. But they have sponsored my personal parties, so shout out to them. And yeah,
Shout out to
by
them.
the
I
way,
also
guys,
work with them. Shout out to them. Shout out.
oh, you also work with them?
I don't want to
Yeah,
be name
no.
dropping.
Oh, you don't want to name drop? No, no. Now I'm safe because I don't have a contract with any brand, so I'm just speaking as a fan. But you know, just to add on to what you're saying, you know, if I want to be a part of that brand, I need to tag them every time I drink them and all their product and all
Yeah.
that. But I think, Tony, you know, for me, I'd say the three things that you need starting up is you need to have a smartphone, internet connection, and you must have thirst for knowledge, meaning you must be on YouTube. There's free information out there. Personally, don't quote me. Or no, you can quote me, but don't follow my advice through and through. But I don't think you need to go to tertiary anymore. I think if
Yeah.
you are interested in any field, go to YouTube, study about that field, implement that whatever you're studying, especially in the media industry. There are many tutorials out there on how to do things, and you know, if you're committed, you know, you do the stuff better than most people because you'll be investing time in learning about your craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just me. Sorry for hijacking your interview, bro. I'm just so passionate
No,
about this.
man. It's great to share.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
learn every day.
yeah. You know, shout out to Grace,
Yeah.
shout out to Soldier Mo. Ayafly wants to know, how do you approach the brands via email? Nkanyezi.
How to approach a brand via email? Of course, you have your social media pages running. They're looking nice. They represent you as a brand. What you do, you put together a bio. All right, you put together a bio. So putting together a bio, people will think drastically. Will think, yo, what am I gonna put in there? It's gonna no. It's really not that hectic. It's like your CV. People who have 9 to 5 jobs, they have a CV. You who wants an influencer job, you put together a bio. So these are the things that you can do. This is who you are, this is what you represent, and these are the brands you've worked with. So you put that together with your beautiful pictures that you want there, and also your social media accounts and stats of the numbers, how they're looking. And then you simply email any brand that you want, and then you tell them why you want to work with them, and what are you bringing for them. So of course you're bringing them the numbers, you're bringing them the insights. They will check that, and then voila, who knows, man. They might respond and tell you about budget. They always do that. But it could be your lucky day, man. You could be the face of the brand. It is that easy. And it's just that people don't have the much info. So just put together a bio and then email any brand that you want, and then just let them know why you really want to work with them. It's important to have the numbers included on your bio. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and just to add on to that, there are many applications or websites where you can get modern bios for free. They
True.
offer you templates. One of those platforms is Canva, canva.com. So if you go there, you'll get a template, and all you have to do is just replace the words with your bio, and just replace your picture. It looks really professional. So yeah, man, if you want to get into that space, there are
Yeah.
many platforms for you to get that information, because it's one thing to send a bio, but if your bio is written in Microsoft Word, and people are not
Yeah.
going to open it. And if you can write your own bio, that would be great. If you're not a good writer, maybe talk to a friend who can write very well, or maybe, yeah, you know, there's always someone who can write, you know, maybe like a journalism student or whatever, you know, communication student, just to help you there, you know. So,
Yeah, man, people
so yeah.
know I'm always available. If they need help with anything, I'm always there to give advice. If I see your DM, I'll respond. Yeah.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. You know, for those who just joined us, Nkanyezi actually helps anybody that's trying to be in the space. If you are passionate about this, DM him or send him an email, and he'll guide you on how to get jobs and possibly even get jobs for you. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, he's your plug. He'll get you the jobs. Uh, Grace wants to know,
I'm
bro,
a
how do
plug
you?
of boy.
You're a plug of jobs,
I
you know.
see a
You're like,
comment there from there's so many comments. They running up, they leaving me. Do you want to catch up on them, Andy?
okay, yeah, yeah, okay. No, so, someone say thanks for the response. Um, someone, Soldier Mo is saying you must set up. Ah, it's okay, man. It's a chill conversation, you know. Ngangizi can chill. Thanks for the advice. Grace wants to know, how do you handle pressure in the entertainment industry? Now, this is a very, very good question, because it's a, you know, you are out there, people recognize you, and there's a lot of pressure, you know. How do you deal with pressure from the entertainment world, bro?
I think it's a very very important question, and we are different people. We have different beliefs and different wishes, and for someone else it can take 2 years for them to achieve their goal, and for the other it can take 10 years. I think this it's very very important to test yourself and to believe in yourself and know what you want, because there's a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure, just like any other industry. Um, for example, there's an artist who can drop a song now, it might not do anything. For another artist that can drop a song now, it can be big. So you need to know, what do you want, what do you represent, and what do you want to achieve from that. And then this thing of comparing your work and yourself to someone else, that's where the problem starts. That's where everything, gets jinxed. Because if you compare yourself or your work to someone else, that's where you put pressure on your shoulders. So take your time, work on your craft, understand what you want, understand your craft, understand your audience. Because what Nkanyezi has, you do not have, or what Andile has, I don't have. So if I'm going to be chasing what Andile has, I'm never going to achieve my goal. I'm never going to get to that point. So it is very, very important to know what you want and know why you're doing that thing, because getting into the industry for the wrong reasons, sometimes we find ourselves, we never get those things, and then we never achieve them. And then we start getting under pressure to a point where we start doing all the wrong things just to get to that point. So it's very, very important to know yourself and why you're doing that. Yeah, I
Mm.
think. I don't
Solid,
know if I left something. Yeah.
solid advice, bro. That is very solid, because
Yeah.
sometimes, even with trends, you know, you see a trend and then you want to jump on that trend, but you don't realize that that trend came up with a person who's been doing it for a few years. So now
Exactly.
they are reaping the benefits of that trend. And then when you jump on it, by the time that you want to be big with that trend, people will be on another trend. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think the key thing is just be yourself. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people are saying that, you know, they'll definitely be sending you a DM. Real Shanda Pal, she's also a DJ. She's very dope.
Shout
You know,
out. Yeah.
you know. Kengyo wants to know what we're talking about. No, Kengyo, me and Kanyes, we just catching up about, you know, the media industry. So basically, I'm interviewing him, and we're talking about his influencer work, his work as a DJ, and just him being an all-round creative entrepreneur. Which brings me to my next question, bro. Like, what does it mean being a creative entrepreneur in 2020, considering the whole corona virus thing? Did it, you know, did it work for better for creative entrepreneurs, or did it affect the business?
The pandemic, honestly, it affected everybody. It affected the businesses. It affected, our plans. We had so many plans. I mean, I'm looking at how, for example, I'm looking at how 2020 started for me, and my business. 2020 started with a bang. 2020 was amazing. January, February, I was rocking sky high. you know, um, and when the pandemic, hit the world, it actually, made us realize, Guti, actually, you know what? Your career can stop anytime. No, that's just honest facts. You know what I mean? You cannot have actually one thing or one um, mainstream that you're actually looking at. There's a lot of things you can work with and be creative. I saw a lot of jokes, people making jokes about people not gigging, people not getting influencer jobs. You know, it is not a joke, and it's not funny for you to make fun of someone's bread, because we have professional influencers that only make money via gigs and social media, and that's it. So without that, it's game over, but this thing has actually taught us to be, creative, and then find other ways. Can't be lazy, man, and just wait for a brand to call you to post, and then you get your paycheck, and then life is good. Now brands are not calling anyone. Everyone is going through the pandemic. So with me, I got a chance to actually get into studio and be more creative and do more collabos and check out more people I can collaborate with, and engage with so many people that I just found myself working with so many artists. Things I never saw in January and February. It only took Corona for me to actually see these things. The pandemic has put a lot of strain into a lot of businesses. It is that's the reality and that's the fact, but it doesn't end here. We have found many ways of making income streams. We have found many ways of finding more ideas. Musicians have went back to studio to create more music. um, Social media influencers have found other ways, to make money on social media, like going live and talking more about what are they working on, creating YouTube profiles and loading up videos. Now it's a matter of how do we make money out of that. We know YouTube pays, but Facebook only introduced it now. They didn't have, you can go live, but you were never making money. But only they introduced it now because they see how it's affecting a lot of businesses. So I think personally, this thing has opened eyes that we have to find more ways to be creative and see if plan A goes wrong, what am I going to be doing? So lucky for me, I've managed to get into studio and I've worked on so much music that I was never going to get a chance to do if I was outside. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are definitely advantages, of the corona thing,
Yeah.
especially for creatives, as much as the pipe for revenue might have stopped. It gives creatives a chance to actually go back to the drawing board and start working
Yeah.
on the actual creative. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tia Ma for watching, Utandiwe for watching, giving Nkanyezi a lot of love, as always.
What is
uh,
it?
you always get love, man. You are really loved, bro, and that's dope. Um, a very important question coming through, which makes sense after my comment now on saying that you're always loved, especially by men and females, particularly the females. Ladies love Nkanyezi.
Mhm.
So, or what keeps you grounded is the next question.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
What keeps you grounded? Like, what keeps you, what's the word? Motivated, and because it's easy to be caught up in the whole hype of like, yo, I'm Nkanyezi, I'm this big star, You know, everybody loves me. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and ball everything.
Really?
It's easy, bro, you know, but at some point you have to be grounded so that you can put some work, you know, and so that you can stay, like I said, motivated. What keeps you sane? You know what I mean?
What
What
keep,
makes you,
you know,
yeah.
what keeps me sane is I know where I come from, you know, and I
Mm,
know what's the plan and what I want. And I mean, today you can be hot, tomorrow you are not, you know. I
mm,
won't lie, 2013, 14, 15, 16. You know, we were having so much fun on social media. We were everywhere. We were, you know, we were getting the bags, man. We were we were busy, you know. And then life has changed. You know, there's
mm,
so many influencers now. There's a lot of people making, um, you know, getting bigger deals than you. So it's those things will humble you. You know, those things will actually make you realize, you know what? Today you are hot, tomorrow you are not. So lucky for me, I've been working behind the scenes a lot to a point that I am now hiring influencers. So I'm not in a competition anymore. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. You know, so what keeps me grounded is really hard work, man, and telling myself that, you know, you'll never be on top. Never have a
mm,
big head, and never tell yourself you the shit. You know, all
mm,
those things can go. All those things can go. I'm looking at all the influencers, and I'm like, geez,
mm.
there's actually thousands and thousands and thousands of influencers. You know, I'm thinking back in the day. Uh, I'm thinking back when we used to work with agencies in 2015, 2016, 2015, 2014. You can actually count influencers. You knew this is the top five. Always. That's all you knew, you know? Today, there's no top five today. Everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's doing great. Everybody is doing amazing work. Everybody's just looking great, man. And everyone is securing the bag. So always know what you want and then stick to that. My advice is the only time you have to go stalk Andile's page is because he's your competition and you want to know what you can do better. Not to be like him. Forget it. It's not gonna work. Never. It's never gonna work. Yeah.
That is that is accurate, man. Um,
Yeah.
Advovolicious wants to know, is this Advocate Baru? Because there's the Advocate Baru
Hey, I don't know.
picture from Twitter.
Ed Bobo is a
But
problem, but I have no idea.
can anonymous accounts work with brands? That's what Advovo wants to know.
They want to?
Can anonymous accounts work with brands? So I don't know
Uh,
by anonymous, what does he mean?
no, my advice is anonymous accounts can work with brands. What you can work with is Nkanyezi, Andy, because of course I will inbox you and I will give you a job, but it's hard for a brand to actually approach you. How are they supposed to trust a brand that is faceless? Like, how am I
Oh,
supposed to put money on a brand? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow you wake up and then that account doesn't exist anymore. And then what happens? You know, so it's things like that. But I suggest have a personality, you know, let us know who you are. Let us know what you about, you know. If you about talking trash, let's know. Let's know what this is you. If you about, you know, movies, if you about music, if you about sports, and then it's easy for any brand to, you know, work with you and collaborate with you in a long run because they know who you are about, you know, and why they must trust you with the brand. So being anonymous,
you know what? I think
yeah, no,
this might be
I
Advocate
wouldn't
Baru
advise it.
because that is an
Yeah,
anonymous account. And the crazy thing about that account on Twitter is that it gets a lot of traffic, a lot of probably gets more engagement than most local
that is true.
accounts. I wonder if
That
the
is
person
true.
behind I wonder if the person behind that account actually makes revenue from all those engagements. It will be very interesting to know. So at Vovolicious,
Uh,
if you're really Advocate Baru from Twitter, I'd be keen to know if you are, because it will be hard for a brand to put money on a faceless account because of the risks, because a faceless account, there's no accountability at the end of the day. So people can say
Yeah.
whatever they want. You know what I mean? Even
No, I
though I
mean,
know, yeah.
the thing is with anonymous accounts, the numbers go up very quick because everyone is, they want to know who's this person, But um, once people get to know you, that's when they relax in terms of, getting you that much engagement that you used to get. So you might make money being anonymous, but you won't make in money the way someone who has a personality would be making. Maybe you could be getting those 5 contracts a year, but if you had a personality, you'd be clocking 100, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm.
So I wouldn't advise it. It's great for fun, but it's not good for business at all.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kaone for watching. Shout out to
Ivo
his
was
baby.
doing amazing. 8.3 million in 28 days. Yep,
Who's doing
that's
that?
great.
Oh,
Huh?
he's doing
The
8.7.
engagement.
Damn, that's
That is
crazy. That's
amazing.
crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a do you think in SAA, bro, flip, time flies, man? And I haven't even gotten through half of my questions. There's 2 minutes left. I keep the interviews an hour long because I don't want to drag them.
Yeah.
Is it possible to be a millionaire from influencer money in South Africa?
It is possible to be a millionaire from influencer money. If you can get 100K from one brand, you have my answer there. I don't have to continue.
You know
It
what?
is possible. It is possible. Yeah.
Um, you know what? I want to ask you the question, but I want to ask you without. I don't want you to tell me the numbers. Have you made so much money in a month that you've been like that you bought a car cash?
Ah, all I'm gonna
Have,
say is influencer job is nice. You can live from it, and then you can pay all your bills and still have a chance to travel and have fun and buy whatever you want. That's all I'm going to say. There is
okay.
real money. Is that South Africa is not, we're not that, we haven't gotten to that place yet where you can actually ball out. But we're going there. There's a lot of money in influencer jobs. Yeah.
Okay. Look, man. There's a minute left. So I just want to say, because I don't want Instagram to cut us off. I just want to thank you for your time, bro. I've learned a lot from this. It's always good
It's a
catching up
pleasure.
with you, and I'm sure a lot of people learned from you. So for those who didn't hear earlier or who were not here, if you are an influencer or you want to get into the influencing space and you want to get jobs and all that, but you don't know where to start, DM Nkanyezi or send him an email and he'll direct you in the right direction. You know what I mean? He's that guy. He's been doing this for over 10 years. He started his first job in 2010 and he's been doing music ever since. He's been doing influencer work ever since. And I think you're the modern day entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship now involves a lot of creative and being, navigating your
Yeah.
way on the social spaces. And what a lot of people don't know about you is that to this day, you are the guy that knows how to get followers. I didn't even ask you that question. I don't even have time for that question, but you
Yeah.
figured out how to get followers. It was probably you and that girl, Karabo Mkhoko. You
Yeah.
guys figured out
Yeah.
how to get hundreds and thousands of followers without being
Yeah.
on media, without being on radio, you know. But you did
Yeah.
it, and shout out to you guys, man. And yeah, this thing is gonna cut us off any second now. So yeah, man, thank you so much, bro. And looking forward to seeing you on the streets after level 1, and then we can drink and get fucked up like we usually do.
Thank you so much for the interview, man. I had so much fun talking to you, bro. I will see you after the pandemic. Don't worry, we're gonna catch up and yeah, man, and have so much fun, bro.
Drinks on you, nigga. Drinks on you.
Cheers.
Sure.